And good afternoon, good evening, and good night, and welcome to the continuing coverage of the Wisconsin v. Anderson verdict watch, basically. We're going to be looking at a few sovereign sit videos, some court videos, but we're going to start with a news article about a Florida man accused of slapping a woman across the face with a piece of pizza. I'm just waiting for Jeff to finish the handoff, and I will be right back, people. Thank you very much.
Hey, what's going on? Hello, how you doing? Good. Are you okay?
I'm okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, well, the reason why I pulled you over because we got a call in about you and your driving patterns, how you drove over a couple of curbs, especially when you was going into the Publix parking lot. And as I observed you driving, you had a hard time maintaining a single lane. And at one point, we was at 200 and Black Rock. There was a black car that was behind you. Luckily enough, they were traveling a safe enough distance, but you went into their lane and then went back into the center lane. And you didn't put any blinkers on or anything like that.
Don't recall that.
Okay. Are you okay? Do you have any medical issues or anything like that going on right now?
I just stopped to get my medicine.
Okay.
We were stopping to go get my husband.
I'm sorry, say it again.
We were stopping to go get my husband.
You're stopping to get your husband. Is anybody else with you?
My grandchildren.
Your grandchildren? Come on, roll down the back this window right here. Hey, how you doing?
Okay.
Have you taken your medicine earlier today? No, you haven't? Okay. All right. So you don't have any medical issues or anything like that? No? Okay. All right. Well,
I did take in
Story Patricia Copter could be similar.
the guy that was behind me.
Interesting. Okay.
say it again.
The guy that was behind me was on top of me.
Shoving on top of me.
You mean falling too close behind you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Dark Matter. Hello. How you doing?
See anything.
Okay. Do you notice that you're kind of going in and out your lanes?
No.
You don't notice that? Okay. So it's not bad, but I mean, it's enough to where other cars in the other lanes will have to hit their brakes because you're going into other lanes of traffic as you're going back over. So like I say, it's not bad, but it's enough to where it'll cause for concern, especially if you're running over curbs and stuff like that. With that being said, do I need to call?
And welcome, Nicholas. How you doing?
Unmute. Yeah, I'm doing okay. It's 7 o'clock in the afternoon here, so cheers.
Fair enough. Jeff, what are you doing here? I assumed you go straight to bed.
Well, I have to come over and say hi.
Well, not that you're unwelcome. I'm just acutely aware how tired you were. So
I didn't invite you, dumbass.
that is drama.
Saying, popping by to say hi has had a new meaning all of a sudden.
And apparently, the autoplay thing isn't a thing because just as I was leaving, lots of people said they don't have autoplay on, but they still get rerouted. So there goes that theory that someone speculated on the other day.
Okay.
All right. Well, I will say a festive good night, and I will have the ringer on next to my head. Try not to block anyone in my sleep. I'll keep it on the other side of the other pillow.
That works.
If something dramatic happens, let me know. And to everybody in chat, thanks for joining me earlier, and keep on keeping on.
Fair enough. You go get some sleep, dude. Thank you very much for looking after everyone for the morning.
Give me a shout if something happens.
Of course.
Well, Hayden, good night. Ozzy, Nick, take care, and tell Chandler bye when she gets here. And enjoy
Will do.
enjoy the pizza slap.
Yes, we will be getting there. At the moment, we're looking at a video about a grandma who is either drunk or on meds or both.
Oh, and those are some black fingers, so she's probably a racist too.
Oh, see, I'm worried about the racist angle because people keep saying, "Oh, you know," people keep making comments. But there was a news article this morning about a police officer body cam showing that a gentleman of color did not actually receive police brutality, but got into a fight with two other black gentlemen, and then claimed police brutality to try and sue the police department. So, decided not to cover that, but nah.
All righty. Well, I'm out of here. Have a great time, guys. We'll see you later.
Cheers, Wes.
Bye.
Alrighty. Oh, her tits bud, look at the jaw clenching. Yeah, she's a little out of there. And I did see a super chat coming in. I just want to quickly hit that from Vince. Had to get a button, not a big deal. Yeah. Where was it? And someone was asking whether or not they ever actually addressed the fact that they said that the body was found in the closing statements. No, they never did, and I sure as shit would have. So I'm just going to open up that one, make sure that okay, we're still staring at the court seal. All right, that's fine. Okay, let's continue, shall we, people? Let me know how the audio levels are. I've been on enough streams lately that the audio is generally all over the place. So, all right.
Like rescue or anything like that for you? Okay, so you're you good?
Hang on, just quickly, Natalie, how do you pronounce that? I'm still deliberating as to whether or not I'm actually going to be covering another trial directly after this one. Joe and Mike are both covering the trial. If you would prefer to go and watch their coverage, feel free. But at this point, I won't be following the Gwyneth stuff today. Hello, Chandler.
Okay.
Hey everybody, what are we watching?
All right.
So this is a drunk grandma, or high on meds, we're not quite sure. But she had the
It's small, but she doesn't have any sunglasses. She has light colored eyes too as well. Okay. So she doesn't have any shades on. So naturally, because of the sun. But I'm not getting anything off the breath or anything like that. Like okay.
She acting pretty normal.
Yeah, I mean she's elderly. She's just talking to me like very fake, very like low. But I mean, other than that, like I'm not getting any indicators that she may be impaired or anything like that. Okay. I mean, you may want to.
yes, King Bob, we will be addressing that as well because that's still that incident is still developing, and yeah, I don't know a huge amount about it just yet. I need to do some research first.
Hello, ma'am. Hello.
Oh, seriously?
You feeling okay? Okay. We were just wondering, just because of the way you were driving, just wanted to make sure that you were good. Is there any particular reason, like, why you had crossed over those lanes?
The man that was doing that.
Audio on the video up? Okay.
Swerving and doing all that stuff. And I don't know what he was doing, but he was doing that, and then the what do you call them?
It could be a weakness in the sack trial.
I can't.
Are you feeling okay today?
I'm feeling all right. It's just that I can't.
Yeah, look, I got no issues going back and watching the Anderson defense openings.
I can't take and make him just worry about words.
Okay.
So I saw him.
MG, I'm actually not sure.
I'm not trying to be funny. Do you suffer from any kind of medical conditions or anything?
Not that, but the man that I saw yesterday took and saw that he would take and
Could be a diabetic or a stroke, potentially.
See, let me see.
But again, why would she have the
Okay, have you
grandkids in the
taken
back
any
if she's driving like
medications
that?
today?
No.
Nothing at all. So I know you said you just went and got a prescription, right?
Yeah, but it's not.
And that's it right there.
This is something. It's
Hey, is there anyone that could come and drive for you? That you could call somebody, come and get them to drive? Well, we had.
the man took him.
Well, it's not just that man. We got that call, and then
came out and got the.
Right, and then the deputy here was following behind you and saw you leave your lane of travel and get into another lane. You may not have even realized it. Right? Is there someone that you could call to drive for you? No one else? No one at all? I'm concerned about you getting into an accident, that's why I say that. I'm concerned for your safety. Have you, I'm going to ask you, have you consumed anything at all today?
Oh my God, no.
Any alcoholic beverages, any narcotics, any drugs at all? Nothing at all?
I do not do alcohol.
Okay.
And I just plain out do not do it.
Okay. All right. I'll come out and say I don't feel comfortable you driving. Is there anyone at all you could get to drive?
There's no one.
There's no one. How far away do you live?
I live in no, I don't, son. I live in I live in Yulee. I have to pick up my husband. This is my conversation, and you really need to stay out of it.
Here, I tell you what, so that way we're not having them back there. This deputy here is going to stay here with your kids. He's going to stay right there.
Can you just follow me?
No, ma'am. I'm going to have you hop out. We're going to talk back there, okay? I'm just going to have you go ahead and hop out. We're just going to talk back there, so that way they're not kind of talking back to us, okay? Ma'am.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. Well, come on. Ma'am, I'm not going to sit here and play games with you. You need to come out of the car.
And these are my grandchildren, and you are not going to play games with them.
I really can't hear you.
I said, you are not going to play games with them.
Right? I'm not playing games with them. You and I are talking. So make it get you hop out of the car. Okay? You can leave your purse there. I need you to get out of the car, ma'am. I need you to get out of the car. Ma'am, leave that there. I need you to get out of the car.
Muted.
God damn it. Great. That means that my response to the TikTok one didn't go through either. As for the TikTok thing, we'll see. I'm still debating whether or not I need to take a break. For anyone that's been watching the Triple X trial and then this one, you'll know how much of a toll it took on me. I feel like I need a break, which is sort of why I'm leaning against any trials for the immediate future. If it gets interesting, we'll think about it. My friend's just been told he's got brain cancer, weeks to live. He seemed fine, but a little tired. Right up till he crashed his 5-ton work truck into 3 vehicles and a mall sign. Jesus Christ, Digger.
Yeah, that's rough.
That really sucks. Please pass on my best wishes, and hopefully you're okay too. Let me know if you need to talk or anything. Shit. Sorry, that's one of our regulars. I'm just anyway.
Yeah, and for those in chat who are my age, get yourself checked every year. That's just common sense, because you never know.
She could have just had a TIA mini stroke. My mum has them all the time. It can affect her speech for hours. Then she's back to normal. Wow. Okay. All right.
Ma'am, get out of the car.
My husband is at.
Ma'am, I don't care who your husband is. I need you to get out of the car.
Needs to make the judge aware that I am leaving.
We can discuss it.
Ma'am, I need you to get out of the car.
I bet your mama's so proud of you. Children, get in the back. I'm getting out. They are getting in the back.
Escalated it more than it needs to.
Yeah.
I don't think she's drunk or mentally disconnected. Possibly. We won't know until she gets taken to seek a poser. Taser, taser, taser! I don't think she needs this. I don't think she needs it this time around.
Here, we're going to walk on that side of the vehicle so that way we're not in traffic. Okay, well, I wasn't planning on touching you, so we're going to walk on that side of the traffic so that way we're not being hit by cars.
I do not want this man involved with me at all.
Ma'am, that's not your decision to make right now. We're walking into this way now. If you don't like me, then it is what it is. But we got to walk over there.
At least they're kind enough to fast forward through that crap.
All right. I just wanted to hop out of the car so that way you and I can speak, okay? Do you have anything on you at all? I don't see any pockets, so I just want to ask. Nothing at all. Okay. Can you?
I'm gonna bother
tell me
with
what
the
you are
first.
doing today?
I'm getting my medicine.
Okay. I'm going to
No
go ahead and make you aware that I'm
here.
doing a DUI investigation, okay?
Oh, what?
A DUI investigation.
Good on you.
I'm going to read this to you. It doesn't mean you're in trouble right now. I just have to read this to you before I ask you any questions, okay? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in the court of law.
DUI, right?
You have the
85-year-old
right
with a
to
bottle
lawyer
full of
to have
vodka.
him present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish. If you decide, or you can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand?
Whatever.
Do you understand?
Whatever.
It's a yes or no.
It's a whatever.
So do you understand what I just told you?
It's a whatever.
Do you understand? Okay, with those rights in mind, do you want to speak with me?
No, I don't.
You don't want to talk at all? Okay. Would you be willing to participate in field sobriety exercises?
No, never.
Field sobriety?
Yes.
Field sobriety. No.
Okay, I do want you to bear in mind if you refuse to answer questions and to refuse field sobriety exercises, I have to make my decision to whether or not to place you under arrest solely off my observations.
Whatever.
With that in mind, do you
Hey,
still
Jess,
not
how you
want
doing?
to participate in field sobriety exercises?
Whatever.
Do you understand?
Whatever.
Okay. Well, if you're deciding that, then I am making the decision to place you under arrest for DUI. I'm going to put you in the backseat of my car now, okay?
This piece of shit
We're coming over here.
goes somewhere.
Man, we're coming over here.
Oops, wrong one. Chat jumped. She has
You
grandchildren in the
got
back.
like
She must have
further
kids
in
that
there,
come
right?
get it. You'd think so.
Okay. I need you to work on it. All right, I'm going to put these up front so they're not super uncomfortable, all right?
Whatever.
Okay, give me your hands. Need your other hand as well. All right. All right, watch your leg. I'm about to close this door. Okay, how many times did you go off the road?
I'd probably say at least about 3 to 4 times.
And like, was she like going in the grass or like over the white
No,
line,
she
like
was in
striped line?
she was in like the center line, but she kept like right into the strap line. And then
Okay.
get back.
And then whenever you got here, you said that she pulled off into the grass.
Yeah, she went like through the grass and then like stopped like right here.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
So-
Dreamer. She's
Miranda,
clearly a
she's
threat.
like- whatever. Didn't want to do fields, didn't want to answer questions. So I was like, hey, like if you don't answer questions, don't want to do fields, I got to make my decision based solely off of my observations. It's like whatever.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like when I saw, I had that uncomfortable feeling. Like I'm not comfortable with my driving.
No.
That's what happened when grandma is saying, "Shut up, kids."
I don't drink. That man right there knows that I don't drink.
Okay.
See,
We're going this way.
what the? She got 2 counts of child abuse.
It's possible that was from endangering a minor, because if she was driving drunk and there were minors in the vehicle, then I could see that being charged as child abuse. But I would think it would be child endangerment. I'm not sure why it was charged that way. Maybe there was other evidence that we're not aware of. I'm not sure.
Look, maybe. DUI with a minor in the vehicle. What else we got? Oh, okay, no, it's just that. That's fine. Trafficker gets snitched on, becomes enraged. Maybe not right now. We have a super chat came in. Lord help me if I ever get pulled over and they make me do those tests. My balance is horrible and I can't say the ABCs backwards when I'm sober. Who the hell can? Nick, Chandler, do you have any thoughts on field sobriety tests and whether or not they're accurate or not?
I don't, but I will say that I have recently become a fan of Reno 911, and there's that clip where they do the field sobriety test with the guy, and he starts like doing all the dances, and he says the alphabet backwards. It's pretty funny. I would play that, but I don't. That's the only thing that I can think of. I have actually no idea whether field sobriety tests are accurate or not, so I'm going to hand it over to Nicholas. Any thoughts?
Not really. We have 0.2 here in Sweden as DUI.
Mm-hmm.
So there isn't really a field sobriety test because so many passes it at that level. So you almost always have the blow into this or get back to get a blood sample.
Yeah, look, of course, there's in no way any legal advice ever profit on this channel, people. But one thing I will say, get the blood test done. You can refuse field sobriety, and in my own personal opinion, it's always appropriate to do so because it never ends well for you. King Bob never saw Reno 911. You're missing out, Bob. Not gonna lie.
You are definitely missing out. It's a great show.
Because of the cop shows I have been watching during the years, those field sobriety tests, if you pass the first one, they will do another and another and another until you fail.
Yep, and then it gives them probable cause to search your car and any number of other things, so there's that. Okay, moving on. Florida man accused of slapping a woman across the face with a slice of pizza. Of course it's Florida man.
I do want to see this very much.
And of course, they're all about Buster at the moment still. A Florida man was arrested after he allegedly slapped a woman across the face with a slice of pizza during a heated argument, according to court documents. Actually went to court. Ortelio Lorenzo Alfonso allegedly carried out the bizarre attack during a possible domestic disturbance, according to an arrest affidavit by Marion County Sheriff's Office and reported by Fox News. The victim accused Alonzo, 39, of striking her in the face with a slice on the left side of her face during a feud, the court document said. The man became upset she hit another individual in the home on his bottom area, the affidavit stated. So she smacked one of the kids on the ass, and he hit her in the face with a slice of pepperoni. Oh, God. Pizza sauce was splashed on the victim's shirt, her shirt collar, and the back of her shirt, the sheriff's office said. She also had remnants of pizza in her hair and near her ear, and sauce was also found by deputies on the walls and ceilings of the kitchen. Now, I should specify, people, I'm laughing at the absurdity of the actual circumstances. In no way is DV a funny subject, and it's not something that is, should be joked about. But come on, a piece of pizza to the face. In the face.
Conceptually, it's hilarious. It's a very funny way to slap somebody.
Well, so here's the thing. Like, when they said that, I was picturing, like, he's holding it by the crust and he's hitting her with the thing. Like, I'm not thinking it's an open hand thing with the pizza there. I'm just thinking he's gone whack with a piece of pizza. The The defendant advised that he did not physically strike the victim with his hands, just with the pizza. I was right! At least allegedly. Deputies wrote in the affidavit, according to Fox News, he was charged with battery and later released from custody.
So it wasn't assault. It was just battery.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So there's that.
It's not blood. It's just marinara sauce. God damn it.
Pizza slab. That's called the Italian job.
Nice.
I didn't hit you. The pizza hit you.
Plausible deniability there. It's pretty smart.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not giving props to somebody who hit his partner, but.
Alright, I'm trying to remember which ones of these self-sit videos I've actually shown, which ones I haven't. Alright, that one's 11 minutes, and this one is Care of Squizzy's Garden, and it's called Contempt of Cat. What's the worst type of pizza to be slapped with?
Quattro stagioni, 4 cheeses, or whatever it's called.
Okay. Any particular reason, or just because it's extra cheesy?
Defendant, are you here?
1 quarter smelly cheese.
No.
Ah,
you're the
okay.
plaintiff.
That'll do
All
it.
right,
Yeah.
Listen.
I forgot to unmute it. I forgot to unmute
Drop
it. I'm
the
sorry.
pepperoni
It's
now.
What is your name? Didn't hear.
K-E-L-A-R and Brett Marshall.
Lauren.
Well, that's a Zoom call.
No, Kelmar, K-E-L-M as in Mary, A-R.
Yeah, it was just spelled wrong.
Oh, so this is completely spelled wrong.
Yes.
That's what I was picturing too, Digger.
Who's this other person?
Well, we both are on the lease, but the eviction notice was sent to her.
All right, so look, I don't.
Slice
I
pizza.
would be advising you if you're right to.
Damn, Vince changed his icon already.
You still can go to
There you
legal
go.
services if you want, but it's got the same situation as Mr. Rayan indicated. That's King Property LLC that owns this property, not him as an individual. He's not the proper party. I'm going to dismiss it for the reasons that I stated on the Alicia Reed case number 22G5315LT. Okay?
Not really celebrities, but anyway, I'll take your point.
Okay. I would just like to say, is Majid still connected?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, Majid, we'll work this out because we really do want to work this out.
Yeah, we still,
we
everything
still
we
don't
talked
want-
about.
Yeah.
If you guys, hey, you guys can talk on the phone, okay? Because I've got to deal with all these other folks on Zoom. okay?
Bye.
Okay, bye. Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
Fucking asshole.
Oh, hang on here. Whoa, don't disconnect.
Judge,
No.
they already disconnected.
Well, guess what? We're going to call them back.
That's
We're
it.
gonna
That's
call him
not
back.
it.
We're
I am
calling him back. Calling him back. We're calling him back.
I don't have a way to call him back
Oh, we got
unless
a
the plaintiff
there.
Oh, we got.
has their phone number.
We're going to get a phone number.
There.
We're getting a phone number.
Yes, sir. I'm not there. Sir.
27248.
Judge, I don't even think that plaintiff knows what is going on. He's there with his hand raised, trying to talk to you.
What's going on, Mr. Rayan?
I'm not the one I say anything, my friend. I really respect you a lot, and I have nothing to do with this.
No, I know what. Hey, Mr. Rayan, I know it wasn't you. It was Brett Marshall. Brett Marshall is
get
who
that.
I need to.
I want to hear that.
Yeah.
Oh, he pacing. He not happy.
So I should zoom out.
No, just stay. You can stay on the line.
We're still on record, Judge.
Hello. Is this Mr. Marshall? Yes, this is me. Mr. Marshall, this is Judge Herman Marable. Yes. I'm going to hold you in contempt of court.
I was not talking to you.
It doesn't matter. You said it on my record. It was heard. It was recorded. I'm holding you in contempt of court.
The smile.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. You're on a Zoom call. If you really should just assume that the mic is hot until you disconnect. But no, you were showing your utter disrespect and disregard for the process before you disconnected. I'm holding you in contempt of court. I don't care. You didn't. You messed up. You messed up. You're being held in contempt of court.
Okay, so what does that mean then?
Well, I tell you what it means.
What's that?
I've decided, and that's the funny thing about it, Mr. Marshall. Your case got dismissed. You won, so to speak. You don't even know how to close your mouth and leave the stage. You won. I don't care. Listen, you had won by not doing anything. All you had to do was to just leave, disconnect, and then once you disconnected, you could say whatever you want in the privacy of your home.
And also, I know you said that you have other court proceedings going on there too, and the only thing is I just wanted to let our landlord know that we are still.
You're missing the point. Your comments were directed towards me.
No,
This isn't about you talking to Mr. Rayon at some other point, or whether or not you could talk then. Your comments were directed at the court, and basically your comments were disruptive to the court and the court process, and I'm going to hold you in contempt. It's that simple. So, Mr. Marshall.
Yeah.
Mr. Marshall, do you have anything to say before I decide what I'm going to do in terms of the contempt?
sir.
Ma'am, it wasn't your comment, ma'am. I'm just saying.
It's my fault, though.
How is it your fault? How is it your fault?
Yeah, no, you have to hear me. Yeah.
Do you have anything that you want to say?
Like I said, I apologize. I did not realize that the mic was still on, and then
Oh yeah, you really sound like you apologetic.
The last comment I made was that I just wanted to, ensure that my landlord that we were going.
Why does that make me what you called me, sir?
It was not intended towards you. It was my cat that jumped up.
Oh, come on, sir. No cat jumped on you. You gonna lie and make it worse? You gonna lie and make it worse?
A cat jumped on
Your
you?
cat didn't jump on you.
Judge,
Sorry. I meant to.
did you hear that?
It was a dog who shit on the bed.
I'm sorry, I didn't do that.
Ma'am, you're not helping. The judge is not speaking to you.
All right. Well, either way, if you don't want to, I guess the only thing I could say is that I apologize to the court that they heard my comments, and that I will not quote or say any of that type of derogatory comments again.
What?
That's what she said.
Ma'am, you didn't say the cat jumped on his wiener, did you?
No, I was explaining that the cat jumped up on him.
Is that what you just said?
It jumped on his private area.
Well, I'm assuming he's wearing pants, right?
The cat jumped on his wiener.
You're wearing pants? He's wearing pants, right?
You done messed up, Ron.
Yeah, but it's not the bed. It's a kitten.
Oh, good heavens. That's not what. Well, ma'am, yeah. I think both of you got a lot to learn about Zoom etiquette.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I think this is actually like the second time I've ever used it.
Why was his wiener out
Okay,
during the Zoom call?
Mr. Kelmar.
He gets you in trouble every time.
I suppose everybody makes a mistake. I'm only gonna fine you $25. Okay.
Okay. I apologize, Your Honor.
You got to come down and pay it to the court. Let's see. Just to let you know, I could have gone from a fine of up to $7,500 and up to 93 days in jail.
Yep, I understand the max penalties. Right.
All right, and oh boy. I'm going to have you need to pay that by today's Wednesday the 21st. Hey, I'll give you a whole week to pay it. All right, due by September.
Come downtown, right?
67th District Court, McCree Courthouse. Actually, I'm going to mail you the judgment for contempt.
Prove the cat exists.
We're going to mail it to the address. So you bring that with you and pay the $25, okay?
Okay. All right. Thank you, Your Honor. Is that it?
Yes, that's it, Mr. Marshall.
If he says anything before he hangs
All
up, I
right.
swear to God.
Go ahead and disconnect.
You can disconnect.
I disconnected him, Your Honor.
The court clerk got to him before he could make an idiot of himself. Just imagine if he got right to the end of that and went, "Motherfucker," click. Oh my God. Like,
that's a really good one. That's one of my favorites.
And she tried to dig such a hole there as well. Like, okay. Hang on. Why can I not just read the top of that? All right. California is taking on the scourge that is Skittles. California Governor Gavin Newsom insists it's a true freedom state. It is, in the governor's estimation, freedom's force multiplier. Freedom is who we are, he continued. Anyone from anywhere can accomplish anything here. Bullshit. If, however, anyone from anywhere wants to enjoy brightly coloured candy confections, they may soon have to cross the state lines to do so. California lawmakers recently introduced legislation that would prohibit the in-state manufacture, distribution, and sale of food products containing, amongst other chemicals, red dye number 3. These substances cause significant public health harms, according to Assemblyman Jesse Gabriel, one of the bill's sponsors, including increased risk of cancer, behavioural issues in children, harm to the reproductive system, and damage to the immune system. I want to see the fucking research on that. Because I hear it from various aspects as to whether or not that actually has anything to do with it.
An extremely sugary, corn syrupy product, and it is the dye that is the problem.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, it just tweaked what you're talking about. Yep, gotcha. If passed into law, the measure would make timeless sweets like Skittles an illicit commodity. Gabriel insists that the product containing the dye entered the nation's food supply through a loophole in federal law, the generally recognized as safe standard employed by the FDA, which ensures that substances containing these chemicals make their way onto our shelves with almost no meaningful federal oversight, as almost and meaningful suggests this claim is nonsense. For a substance to be generally regarded as safe, the FDA explains, the scientific data and information about the use of the substance must be widely known, and there must be a consensus amongst qualified experts that those data and data, don't care, and information establish that the substance is safe under the conditions of its intended use. It should come as no surprise that red dye number 3 has been exhaustively studied. The agency prohibited its use in cosmetics in 1990, but declined to revise its guidelines regarding its use in food, which have pertained since 1907. Who the hell wrote this? because it was poorly absorbed by humans. So why is that an issue? This is one of those things. There is no point in trying to protect people from themselves. This is government intervention that is unnecessary and it's bullshit. The FDA's GRAS standard departs from the European Union's, which prohibits red dye number 3 in foods because the American regulatory framework centers on the probability of bad outcomes. By contrast, Europe focuses on the mere possibility of hazard, according to Kansas State University professor Justin Krasner. The former is a statistically measurable metric. The latter can be as broad as your imagination allows. It is generally understood that the additive is harmless in doses typically associated with consuming treats like sugary confections. But the presumption that individuals can regulate the consumption of consumer products is increasingly anathema in California law. California's Proposition 65, formerly the Safe Drinking Water and Toxic Enforcement Act of '86, compels businesses to warn customers if a product contains chemicals that may cause cancer or include the risk of birth defects. I've seen this. I've seen that thing that there's a sticker on a whole bunch of products. This may cause cancer in the state of California. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
I'm not sure if that is the food dye that was banned in the European Union some 20 years ago, but all they did was change the dye to some red beet dye of sorts, so it's not as bright red anymore, but it's still a red skittle.
Okay. Where are we? May cause cancer, that is an expansive list of chemicals that grows by the year. As such, Californians are not free to import products that do not comply with the state's absurd labeling laws, but it also compels manufacturers to treat the state's residents like infants. Californians must be told that lumber contains sawdust, treadmills are constructed using plastics derived from petroleum products, and potato chips are made with preservatives. Oh, and by the way, nuts contain nuts. The underlying assumption fueling these initiatives is not that lax oversight and corporate greed are acting. What is not that lax oversight and corporate greed are acting in concert to expose unwitting adults to obvious dangers. It's that Californians are idiots and they need to be protected from themselves. If the state residents believe that they need lawmakers to protect them from the ravages of Skittle candies, maybe Sacramento has a point. So there you go. I did see a super chat came in too, which I'll grab that first. All those side effects sound like they're from certain products those same politicians have been pushing for 3 years. Well, they took them out of Smarties. Did they really? Our metric's better. Jude is lurking. Thank you very much for lurking, Jude. Red dye number 3, thyroid problems. It's petroleum byproduct that's actually really bad. Really? Okay. For a long time they had aspartame, then they said aspartame was bad. Now they're putting it in everything again that's sugar-free. Well, there is that.
Aspartame is also one of these products that the human body doesn't absorb.
It says, I'm in a monsoon season right now, but, Skittles. Oh, make Skittles great again. I love you guys, I really do. Good Lord, now cartels will be involved with that too. Yep. Alrighty, let's have a look, see where we are with... Oh, that one's been running for like 50 minutes, I'll be alright. Elderly woman entertains Florida court. Sounds good. Let's give this one a crack.
We've got Messi Dolores Shenis.
President of Maine, Your Honor. Does she have an attorney?
Right now, sir. Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, we need a photo order for her and a med screen.
Okay.
Sorry about the audio on this one, guys. It's terrible.
Right here, right here.
Now. Okay, ma'am, you've been charged with resisting arrest and violating an injunction. Now, state, I know she's out on bond on a case, right?
She's out on ROR in a case.
Does she have any priors?
No.
Ma'am, I'm talking to
There
the
you go.
prosecutor right now, all right? So just give me a
I'm
moment.
sorry. Sorry.
What?
Miss
Patrice, do you have
Ashley,
anything?
Did you talk to the alleged victim?
Okay.
Honor.
Right.
Judge,
Yes, sir.
got an issue with probable cause.
What is it?
I'm not. So she's charged with violating the injunction. There's nothing in the probable cause affidavit to indicate that she was technically served with the injunction.
Oh no.
Case 150000970. And there's nothing in docket track to indicate that she was served with the injunction. And I'm reading from the injunction, from the petition, that says the police advised petitioner, that was Abraham, to leave his apartment for a couple of days and then come back. Petitioner stayed with his sister, Rosalind Dweck. Apparently that's where he resides. And my client's claiming that she lives at the apartment that's listed on the police report. That's where she lives. He lives with her sister while this is pending. I'm sorry, he lives with his sister while this is pending. And then it's alleged that she...
Oh, come on. What the hell? Do I have any of these other videos playing? I don't think so. I may have one too many YouTube videos open. Oh, I can close that one. So that's fine. Why will you not play?
Yes, Judge. We've got
No, it's just gonna correct the shits apparently.
It's claiming that she
Oh, there
lives
we go.
at the apartment that's listed on the police report. That's where she lives. He lives with her sister while this is pending. I'm sorry, he lives with his sister while this is pending. And then it's alleged that she changed the lock. There is no, as I said, I don't believe that the petition has ever been served on her, but she's claiming residency of the apartment while he's staying with his sister while this whole thing is being sorted out.
Well,
thank you. We'll find
I don't see anything else, Your Honor. One thing, I don't see anything else. One thing I do see is, let's see. She does have a hearing. It's, I guess, she has a hearing scheduled for March 5th.
Okay, so
Have there been any jury questions today? Not since I've been on things. Did anything happen this morning in terms of jury questions?
I'm going to go side.
Nope.
Okay. Oh my god, this is just painful. Let's try this one instead. What in the absolute hell? Jury decided to deliberate during lunch.
Interesting.
Someone's saying the judge is back, but I know he's not because I'm watching that screen right there. It is right there. We're still on. Is it good that there haven't been questions? I mean, good for Z. That I would struggle to say one way or another. Okay, it must be because I've got too many YouTube videos open.
The questions they sent in yesterday was interesting, that they wanted the timestamps on the photos and the videos.
Yes.
And they were told to rely on their collective memory because it was, according to both the state and the defense, it was testimony only. So there are no timestamps in evidence.
No.
And that's actually really interesting.
Hang on, what's going on here? Okay, so I'm still staring at this screen. Bloody hell. Close that one. Maybe worry more about the guys in the background. Yeah. Thank you for the super chat. Grandma just seemed to be holding her own, frankly, but hang on, maybe if I close some of these ones that are like an hour long, because I don't think I'm going to need that one just yet. So in your mind, Nicholas, why do you think that they were asking for the timestamps then? I mean, was it purely for... do you think it was to establish whether or not he was stalking, or do you think it was...
Well, you had the daughter testifying that she had access to the computer, laptop or desktop. So they might want to know when these photos and films were inserted into the computer.
Yes.
Just to make sure that she wasn't involved. But now when they are having to rely on their collective memory, that might indicate that they can't rule that out.
Yes.
But that's just speculation from my side.
Okay. Oh, okay. It turns out I opened the same video twice, and that might have been chewing up some of the bandwidth. If Zach's acquitted, do we think that the family will sue like Rittenhouse? Honestly, your guess is as good as mine. I mean, Zenith probably can't talk about it, so I wouldn't ask her to. But it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Well, if he's acquitted, he's acquitted. That doesn't mean they have a basis for civil suit. On the other hand, if he's acquitted or if it's a hung jury, that might lead to a O.J. Simpson situation where the family can sue Zach. Because then you only have this 5149 evidentiary.
I mean,
Yeah, they
Chandler,
could
how
file
would
a
you...
wrongful death suit.
I was thinking whether or not, given what we've seen in Gravely's handling of the case, what would you think of a malicious prosecution suit?
I'm not practicing anything in the States, so that would be a question for Chandler.
I don't really know about malicious prosecution suits. I'd like to research that and get back to you. But that is a very interesting question. It's a very interesting question for sure.
Call Jeff. He might have the answer.
I'm gonna let him sleep. I'm gonna let the man sleep.
John J. Hurley lashed out on Tuesday at a defense lawyer who took umbrage at a decision to impose a $1,000 bond.
What the hell is going on? I don't have OneDrive open or anything like that. And see, the annoying thing is, if there was issues with the actual internet, there'd be issues with our connection. I don't know what the hell is going on. Let me just have a quick look.
On a homeless man facing a FLACA possession charge. Fenton Ross was about to be released without bond when Hurley was told pre-trial services would have difficulty monitoring him because he was homeless. Hurley then decided to impose a $1,000 bond, which drew an objection from Assistant Public Defender Dale Miller.
Judge, at this time, I would object to the court putting the bond back. Being homeless should not be an impediment to being pretrial.
And as Hurley tried to move on to the next case, Miller made a comment that prompted a stern rebuke.
Judge, since we're going to warehouse Mr. Ross for a while, can we get a staff?
Hold on, sir. Hold on. You know what? Your unprofessionalism and your smart aleck, sir, don't even try. You need to pick up your professionalism. You're taking a shot at the court. It's unprofessional. It is really, sir, you do this quite often. The court's really tired of it. I've admonished you many times, and you know you're taking a shot by saying warehousing. You need to pick up your game for professionalism, sir. You don't need to editorialize. You don't need to give a shot like that to the court. You do it quite often. Frankly, sir, it's No admonishment I've given you in the past has gotten you to stop doing this. I'm not inclined to hold you in contempt of court. That's not the way I do it. I don't do things like that, but let me just tell you, you need to pick your game up because your shots to this court really undermine everyone's view of how the court should be run. And you need to stop doing this. I don't know what else to do. I've admonished you. I know that someone in your office has admonished you for how you behave. I've been told that. And you still continue to behave this way. And I'm going to ask you to please, sir, take a pause today and think about this and knock it off. Thank you.
Judge,
I'm nothing more about that.
I am advocating zealously for my client.
You're advocating in an unprofessional way, and I'm not going to hear another word about it.
Rolando Otero, SunSentinel.com.
I personally didn't feel like what he said was necessarily that bad, but I'm guessing there's some significant history there. Now, so Nick, what was this you were sharing? Man in... You're going to have to run me through this. What's the history here?
Yeah, a man in Värmland is sentenced to a fine after pleasuring himself at a recycling station. He was sentenced to a fine after pleasuring himself wearing a leopard print skirt at the recycling station. Just to show you people, in Sweden we have Florida men too. And to add on to this, which is further down in the article, he was carrying a canoe as well while doing this. And to add on further, this is in Koppom, Värmland. That is 30 minutes from where I grew up. So one of two things. I might actually know the guy. And considering this is Swedish redneck country, I might even be related to him.
Swedish man just stopping by recycling center to say hi. Oh, crap. Law and Crime disabled their chat? Wow, they're coping hard.
No, it's still on where I am. At my
interesting.
But the guilty verdict is
and day in jail. See, as bad as it sounds, guys, you want a lawyer that is not afraid to be held in contempt.
Yeah.
You want someone that is willing to go that extra mile for you and, zealously represent you. You don't want someone that's going to tiptoe around things just because they're worried it's going to piss the court off.
And if the situation is the same in every case, that if he finds out that the defendant is homeless, he immediately posts a bond. Well, how is that not warehousing? And I saw that their guilty poll is down to 69% on Greedy.
That's still pretty high.
It is.
Not as bad as it was.
Yeah, but not for law and crime. I've seen much higher.
You guys, I've got to go.
Absolutely.
I will be back later.
Okay, no worries. Thanks, Chandler.
All right. See ya.
Oh, did I miss a word in that chat? Come on, guys. You know I'm blind as a bat at first thing in the morning. Okay, so it should disable their chat. Okay. It's on subscribers only mode. Okay, well, there you go. Alright, let's have a look, see about this guy. Just double check the... Alright, so the camera is currently jiggling in court. No, I think someone just knocked into it. All good. Okay, let's have a look at Cop Goes Crazy, ends up getting promoted. That's always great. Also, after this, we will be looking at the school shooting. Apparently, there's about 20 minutes of footage. I have no idea. I haven't actually looked too deep into it because it's only just happened. But we'll have a look in a minute.
No, I don't think for the chat. I don't think the jury has a pizza slapping contest.
Good. Hey, I'm stopping you because you got no front plate. Your window tints too dark.
I actually got a fix a ticket for this one.
Did you?
It was 2 weeks ago. I got stopped on Arden right there by Hostess.
You rolled down that
Bakery
window from the
Factory.
corner, please. Thank you. So
Not
you
yet,
got,
Flux.
you got a ticket for the tint already?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I did. Hey, how you doing? Do I got to?
Because I just told you to.
No, I'm saying I got it right. I count that up.
For my safety.
And for my safety also. This is all being audio recorded, by the way, too.
Okay, that's fine. It's right
Yeah.
here too.
Okay.
Okay, so you got to fix a ticket for the window tint
I got a fix ticket for that too, also.
and the front plate.
And which is not due until I don't know. I got to take that down.
Okay.
Mr. Ornelas informs the officers that he has already been cited for the violations he's being stopped for and was issued a fix-it ticket. Under Section 4610 of the California Vehicle Code, when a citizen is pulled over
that's
for an
helpful.
offense that is correctable, such as a mechanical requirement for a vehicle, a notice of correction violation, more commonly known as a fix-it ticket, should be issued. The citizen has 30 days to have the mechanical issue corrected and submit proof of the correction to the court to have the ticket dismissed after paying a small administrative fee. Within those 30 days, the citizen cannot be ticketed for the same infraction. On its own, Mr. Ornelas'
hang on.
statement that he had
I've got people saying that the verdict's in. Still looking at that. Just give me a second to check Court TV because it might just be.
It says rumor in the courthouse is that it is a verdict in, but I can't find anything that verifies it.
Let's just double check live, see whether or not they've got anything there. Okay, is that... Alright, let's keep an eye on Twitter as well. That's Paltrow stuff. Don't care about that. That's Fuki stuff. Don't care about that. Alright, I'm not saying anything recent, but I mean, obviously, we'll keep an eye on it.
I only see rumors on Twitter as well. I don't see anything.
Law and Crime tweeted that the verdict's in.
They did?
I'm not seeing anything.
3 seconds ago, breaking a verdict had been reached. So it's that tweet in
There it
on my
is.
feed is 3 seconds ago.
Where the fuck's my phone? Okay, best call, Jeff.
That is still quite a fast verdict for this kind of a trial.
It's true.
Within a day.
Hello, hello. Law and Crime have tweeted that the verdict's just been reached. Okay. Nothing as of yet. I've got the court TV feed and Law and Crime feeds both up, but it hasn't specified when they're coming back as of yet. But figured I should let you know one way or the other. Okay. Yeah, I'd expect it to be. Someone in chat saying that they're in. Someone in chat saying they're going to announce it in about 20 minutes. I don't know how accurate that is. I haven't verified it, but okay. There's a couple of people that said 20 minutes, so you might have time. Just time to get Zach into court, of course. Okay. All right. Cheers. Bye. Okay, so there we go, people. Brazen Lorax. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little bit happy that the verdict's coming in on my stream.
Everything exciting happens on your stream.
Yeah. Well, hang on. So, Flux wants in too. All right, Mighty, Flux. I'll send you both invites. You just sit in the corner and you be quiet, okay?
And Echopass in the chat says, we are watching a dude in Sweden and a bloke in Australia call a guy in South Korea.
Isn't the internet wonderful?
Yeah, this is amazing.
Do you have to camera? Look, you've got 20 minutes. If you can throw a jacket on, do it. Otherwise, just show the meat wad, okay? Oh, that sounded wrong. Shit, where's Flux gone? Where's my messages? Alright, Flux, I sent you one too. It's because Chandler left. She picked the worst possible time. Actually, I should probably put out a tweet myself. Sorry, guys. I know that this is riveting footage right now. Just give me 2 seconds.
I sent a DM to Chandler. I don't know if she has that up, or I have no contact information besides that.
Send that by a tweet. Create a post. I really hope this isn't a false alarm. I'm going to be really annoyed at Law and Crime if they got this wrong.
Twitter says that Schroeder has another hearing going on as well.
Oh, god damn it.
So not sure how long. Might be top of the hour or something like that, but you never know if he will take a break in that other, because he has been very thoughtful of the jury, so he might want to send them home as quickly as possible.
Sure. All right. I'm just trying to think if there's anyone else that I should be. G'day, Flux.
G'day, g'day. How are you guys doing?
Can't complain.
So the verdict's in. Oh my god.
Schroeder always has everyone within 30 minutes of the court for a verdict. So it should be 20 to 30 minutes away. Okay. Alright, well, I'm sure we can keep people entertained for that long.
So what's the over-under?
That's the problematic question, isn't it?
I didn't get to see the defense closing. How good was it? Because
I feel he could have done better. Because they didn't use... So it wasn't either of the two main people. It was the one guy. I think he crossed one witness. But
seriously, Nicole didn't do the closing?
No.
Oh my god.
And he spoke very very monotone at different times. I feel like he hammered most of the points. There were a few there that I would have personally hammered a lot harder. The deliberate misrepresentation of stuff during the closing arguments, the fact that he gravely actually said that they found the body during closing arguments, and that was not mentioned at all.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What's this? What's your favorite meat pie? I'm partial to a bacon and cheese pie, to be perfectly honest. Otherwise, a standard meat pie is fine. Have you ever had Meldrums? They may only be in cans, but it's amazing. I've never had a Meldrum. I will keep that in mind. The only Meldrum I'm aware of is Molly Meldrum, and I'm not going anywhere near him. No offense, Molly. You're just getting on in years, dude. All law streamers should follow Law and Crime Verdict. That's a damn good point, and thank you for the super chat. Chandler's back. Sorry to drag you back so quickly. It may be another 20 minutes or so, we're thinking.
That's okay.
So I hope.
Hi, Flex.
Hey, Chandler, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I am loving this weather, and I'm glad it stopped raining.
Yeah, it's been raining a lot lately, but I hope you got to experience a little bit of sunshine. Your hair looks so good today.
Oh, thank you.
It's really pretty.
Oh yeah, it's really long. Thank you. I'm thinking about taking my niece and nephew to Knott's today. So now that it stopped raining.
Oh, that'll be a lot of fun. They'll love it.
Yeah, I'm excited. But I'm excited about this damn verdict.
Yeah.
You're excited. I get to go back to bed.
Oh wow.
Open that up there.
Did you guys message Jeff? Is Jeff coming?
Jeff's on his way. I called him live. I don't feel bad about that in the slightest this time, though.
Not for the verdict.
No. Well, I mean, look, I was one of those morons because I watched the Depp trial the entire way through, and then I was asleep for the verdict.
Oh.
So.
That's the worst.
Yeah, that's really rough.
All right, there we go. Put that down there so we can pull up the chats without worry. All right, I'm just going to edit a couple of mic settings here. That should be okay there. All right. Bubba did it. You leave Bubba alone. All right, and someone mentioned that they wanted a poll. I'll get to that in a second. All right. Screamed and cried during the Depp verdict. Fair. Don't forget the cut cage. Thank you. Just realised that I'm covering over myself. There we go. And that means I need to full screen that. All right, now are we actually behind? I think we were behind by like 2 seconds. Okay.
Oh Lord, I'm nervous.
What time is it in Australia? It is currently 6:15 in the morning. Got the cage. Okay. Oh Jesus.
I really hope that people are gonna see through like the whole act that district attorney put on. Like, oh my God.
Well, the two damning things is that smudge that the defense didn't put up an expert saying it might as well have been a smoker's long cough up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the daughters remarked that they told the jury to disregard it. But then again, if the jury was asking those two questions yesterday, it tells me they are on top of things about the timestamps on photos and video. Because if they can't reach a verdict on the stalking, I don't see how they can find a verdict on the murder.
Sorry, I'm just going to rearrange everybody here for a second.
Yeah, but you never know how a jury thinks.
Hey Jeff, how are you?
Hey, Jeff.
I'm good. You're on vacation. What are you doing here?
It's the verdict. I'm on vacation. I'm having fun. I had to be here for the verdict.
All right.
This
Well,
is like,
congratulations on getting monetized.
yeah.
Woo!
Took long enough.
All right, let's have a look. God, what am I supposed to put in this poll? There's only 4 options. Okay, hang on.
I did guilty of everything, guilty of murder but not stalking, guilty of stalking but not murder, and not guilty of everything. That's kind of how I worked it out.
Everything guilty of murder, not stalking. Of stalking, not murder, and not guilty of everything. That works. Okay, I'm happy with that. Alright, asking the community. Damn, now I've got to go through the chats. Oh. Joined by the mightiest of meats as well.
When are Flux and Vices getting married? Oh, a lot of things have to change before that happens. A lot of things.
Oh Lord.
All right.
I love
so
the
the
chat.
new verdict is new poll is
It's
up.
okay.
So have at it, guys.
You can be my internet waifu like Danny.
Okay.
The poll is for what we think the jury is going to come back with. Yes, that is not individually your opinion. It is what we think that the.
No idea.
Someone's saying stalking will be a compromise for the wine mum holdouts. I mean, he's already. Yes, it's for what we think the jury's going to find. Guilty of
I
impregnating
gotta go and get in a phone
Jason.
call. I'll come back soon.
All right, see ya.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Like and subscribe, mates. Christ, my accent isn't that bad, is it? Oh shit! I didn't send a link to Danny. Hang on.
That kangaroo is in the way of someone, isn't it?
No, that's a dummy camera, so that I'm not pulling up super chats over anybody.
Where's Flux? Did she leave?
She had to take a phone call. Okay. God, how did I forget about that too?
What are you forgetting about now?
Well, I thought it should be nice and send Natalie one, given that she's been so kind to us as well.
She's doing a murder trial right now.
Yeah, she told. Oh, hang on, it's Wednesday in America, isn't it? Damn it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Natalie will be unavailable. Sorry, people. She said that if it went through to Thursday, Friday, that I could potentially send her a link, but
I'm trying to get my brain booted up again.
Oh, the pain in the ass, isn't it?
I was so warm and wedged under a blanket between two bulldogs, and it's just out cold and raining like a mother outside.
Well, see, replace the bulldogs with a toddler's foot in the side, and that's where I was when you messaged me.
Yeah.
10% saying guilty of everything. What the fuck?
Well, it's better than the 90 or whatever the hell it is on law and crime.
True.
They only have they are pendling between 69 and 70%, which is quite low for law and cunt.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Cucks. He said Lauren Cucks, people.
That's what I heard.
That's what I said.
That's not what I heard.
Shut up, Jeff. I'm not getting yeeted for that.
You're tired, Jeff, so you didn't hear clearly.
Oh, okay, I could be.
It's my Swedish accent. I said law and cock. Yeah.
Well, there's people named Cunt Newt there, so
I need a drink.
So sorry, Hayden.
It's fine.
It's just slipped out.
Who would have thought that on an Aussie stream I'd be the only one that hadn't said it? Well, I mean, aside from
Wait,
Chandler and Marty, but you get.
I was gonna say what Chandler said it too. It's cool.
Well, I'm sure at some point she said it while she's been muted and off camera in this trial. Let's face it, because it's been an absolute.
Yeah, great.
No, I
The
say
one
it a
thing
lot.
the one time I don't have a boom moment with a muted microphone, I said, "Lion cock." Huh? Everybody heard that? Sure.
Yep.
You
Yep.
too. Yeah. Because YouTube, I have a Swedish accent. You can't always hear what I say.
And he's a
Jeez,
good
guys.
cook.
He's a good cook.
I love it.
Lauren Court. Yes, absolutely. Okay. Verdict in about 10 minutes. Judge is back. Well, guys, we're looking at the live feed. It's not like it's paused or anything. Verdict in about 10 minutes. Oh, okay.
I'm nervous.
Oh. Are any of you willing to give thoughts on what you think the verdict's going to be? Because I'm sitting here thinking, there's no way I want to put that out there just yet.
No, you just can't with jury. You just can't speculate. But I mean, just very vaguely, broadly, generally speaking, if the jury comes back very quickly, it's usually a conviction. If it's days and days and days, or if it's like several days, it's usually going to come back some form of a conviction, because it's like people are like, okay, we need to do something. We just need to go home. But I mean, what's been 9, 10, 11 hours, 10 hours?
Yeah.
That's a good time period. That shows you've thought deeply about it. And you've come to.
Here we go.
Great job.
Well, shit.
Everybody been here with a couple of minor incidents. Have been wonderful participants in terms of maintaining silence.
Get off the
and
stream.
dignity
What the hell?
and not disrupting the proceedings at all. This, of course, is among the most critical moments of the trial, and may create the greatest feelings of one way or another,
Remember to like and subscribe.
where you feel a need to react in some way. You may not do so. And as you can see, there's plenty of force here.
Oh, that's a good idea. Quick, if anyone's got pieces of paper, write down what you think it's going to be.
If there's any kind of behavior that is in the least bit disruptive, without even needing to hear anything from me, the sheriff is here in person, and you will be removed from the court, and you would be subject to arrest if the incident were serious enough. I don't think we'll have anything like that, but just so you're aware. In addition, if you do not feel that you can remain in here regardless of the outcome, then you need to leave now. Because I'm not going to permit a massive outflow of people at any point during the proceedings. So unless you're totally confident that you can react or not react in any way, I would suggest you leave right now. Otherwise, you're perfectly welcome to stay. And is there any reason why we can't take the verdict at this time?
No, Your Honor.
No.
Wait, that's what
Here we go.
Is that their verdict? So
For people saying this feels like a pre-not guilty speech, and
Would you
he
come
doesn't
down, please?
know.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
He has no idea what the verdict is.
Only the jury knows.
We'll come back to this. Now would be a great time for Rosalio to walk in the door.
You may be seated. All right, members of the jury, have you elected a presiding juror? Yes. Would you state your name? No, well, we don't need to do that. Has the jury reached a verdict as to each count? We have. Would you hand all of the papers to the bailiff, please? The defendant will rise, face the jury, and hearken to its verdicts.
In re the matter, State of Wisconsin versus Zachariah Joseph Anderson, as to the first count of the information, we, the jury, find the defendant, Zachariah Anderson, guilty of stalking Sadie Beecham as charged. As to the second count of the information, we, the jury, find the defendant, Zachariah Anderson, guilty of stalking Rosalio Gutierrez as charged. As to the third count of the information, we, the jury, find the defendant, Zachariah Anderson, guilty of intentional homicide of the first degree as charged. As to the fourth count of the information, we, the jury, find the defendant, Zachariah Anderson, guilty of hiding a corpse as charged.
Oh, I put it in the wrong stack. Yeah, you may be seated. Members of the jury, are these your unanimous verdicts? You have heard the clerk reading verdicts finding the defendant guilty as to each count of the information. I'm going to pull you by seat number 1 through 6 across the top, 7 through 12 across the front. If you agree with each and every one of these verdicts, finding the defendant guilty as charged, please respond by saying yes. If there is any of the verdicts with which you do not agree, even one, please respond by saying no. Were these and are these now your verdicts? Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6? Oh, no, 5?
Yes.
Okay, 6, no, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, any further requests with respect to the jury?
Not from the state.
No, Judge.
All right. Folks, I want to thank you for your service in this case. I could not have asked for a more cooperative, pleasant jury to work with. And in no way am I commenting whatsoever on the outcome of the case. In terms of the length of the case and what the original expectations were, some of the interruptions and long breaks, and I could go on. You have been, I've never worked with a more patient and cooperative jury, and it's been a true pleasure for me to do that. And this is far more important than most people realize. I mean, our entire freedom in this country is dependent upon people like you who take time off at great sacrifice to perform this service to their fellow citizens. And it's a guarantee of freedom against oppressive government that other countries don't have. And it's because of people like you that it's kept strong and handed down to our children and the generations which follow us. So there is no way I could adequately express the gratitude we have for you folks. And I want to advise you that you're never under any obligation to discuss your service on the case with anyone. You're welcome to. There are no restraints in terms of how much or how little you want to discuss it. Sometimes people will contact you. Very rarely some of the lawyers sometimes will contact people and just ask for pointers or whatever. Sometimes the media will. I haven't seen a lot of that lately, but keep in mind that you're welcome to talk or welcome to say, I don't care to do that. And you're right either way, whichever way you decide. There is only one possibility that you would ever be required to answer any questions about your service here. That's very remote. I've been in the criminal courts over 50 years. I've only had one case where that occurred, and it was a very minor matter. So I would not expect that you would be asked to do that. If that did happen, that request would come directly from the court and would be a court proceeding here in the open court. Other than that, you don't have to answer anybody's question if you don't want to. You're ineligible for jury service for 4 years. You've already done.
They want to know if they could have a lifetime.
A lifetime exemption. That I can't do, but you certainly have earned one if that's what you wanted. But I'm hoping that maybe one or more of you may have enjoyed it enough to want to participate again. But in any event, for 4 years, you shouldn't be contacted about jury service. And go with our greatest gratitude and have a wonderful day. Thank you. If you need papers for work or anything, just see the bailiffs. Mr. Gravely.
Judge, I'd move to revoke bond and ask the court to set a sentencing date.
Defense?
Judge, we would be asking the court to enter judgment notwithstanding the verdict.
All right, the state's motion will be granted. The defense motion is denied. And set a date for sentence. Pre-sentence investigation is ordered. The defendant's bond is revoked.
Looking at the afternoon of May 17th. Any more time for CSR?
I think we want more time because the defense is going to want to prepare our own sort of memorandum.
So the week of, for instance, the May 29th, 2 more weeks from there? Maybe late that week?
No, I have a trial in Oconto County.
I have a trial also.
How about the week before, May 22nd?
I have a trial then too.
Yeah.
Maybe late in the week, very, very late in the week, maybe?
How about June 12th?
What about June 8th?
Trial.
June 13th or 15th?
How about the 15th in the morning? June 15th is a Thursday.
Could you do the 16th?
I could do the 16th as well.
Well, this is going out a little bit far. If we could go back to May, was that May 16th available?
It is for this. It is for us.
Court trial that morning.
We go,
So
well, we can adjust
May.
that trial. Let me look at the date.
So May
Although it
16th.
must be good. No, what's the date? Yeah, that
Like 1:30,
should be all right.
1 or 1:30.
That's fine, either. Either works for the defense.
1 or 1:30, Judge.
Whatever the clerk says. I don't manage. I don't, unless I have to do with the calendar, the more likely things are to come off correctly.
At 1 o'clock. That, Madam Clerk, that is what you said, right? Okay.
All right. Anything else?
No, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
No.
Today.
Oh. Yeah.
You can see it right now. Huh?
Hey, that cheating boyfriend of yours. Blah, 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 blah.
All right. Well, chat, before obviously we go around the panel and we get some thoughts, I just want to remind everybody, specifically in chat, that family members of the what is he after he's found guilty? Of the defendant are still in, may still be in chat. So let's just try and be respectful, people. I have seen 1 or 2 comments that I thought were a little bit over the line. So let's just try and, anyway. Okay. All right. So for everyone else, okay, I can't unmute
They
any
found
of
him
you guys.
guilty. I'm going to be asked for comment in just a moment. Yeah.
Apparently, I'm unmuted, Kaiser, a little too soon. Okay, give me 2 seconds. All right, people, what do we think? Vices, how are you feeling about this?
It's sad. I Well, see, I mean, there's some, frankly, some stupid shit being said in chat. Someone was saying, LawTube's learning that juries are unreliable. Perhaps most of you are even more lost than the law and crime chat. No, that's why we didn't say what we thought the jury was going to do, because you just don't know. We know what we would do. We know how we would vote. And that's what we've been saying the entire time. And to say stupid stuff like that is just ignorant. You can never predict what 12 people are going to do. You would hope that they would apply the evidence to the law. And I can't imagine it happened here. I don't get it, but it happens so often, It's disheartening is what it is.
Oh, hang on. Apparently they're going to be doing a press conference. Of course, so we'll stick around for that. Chandler, your thoughts?
It's deeply disappointing. It's, you get invested in a trial like this emotionally, and it's really difficult to grasp the obvious disparity between the way that we were seeing the evidence and the way that the jury was seeing the evidence.
Yeah, which is really disheartening because, I saw a few things in chat about, how certain people on the panel had been ignoring evidence in favor of demonizing Sadie and all sorts of things. And I'm just like, well, no, I refute that in the strongest possible terms. I personally went into this without any sort of background knowledge or anything on this case. All I saw was what we saw in the trial. I built my personal opinion based on the evidence that was presented, and frankly, I saw some very slimy tactics from the DA, and I was not impressed. And look, whether that coloured my opinion by the end, it probably did. But that doesn't change the fact that I do not believe that the DA proved their case, and I am disappointed in this. Nick, what are your thoughts?
I honestly did not expect a conviction on all counts. But I'm also not surprised because now I've been following on a distance the US legal system, and I'm watching all the conviction being overturned thanks to the Innocence Project. So I'm not surprised because most of what is commonly known as the LawTube are knowledgeable in law and have been through trial after trial after trial. These 12 jury members, this is probably the first time they've been in a courtroom. We don't know how they see the amount of blood. For me, who am a farmer, who have slaughtered animals, I know the amount of blood that exists. So it is easier for me and for most of us here to apply that to what we see in this trial. But we don't know how the jury sees it. The only time they are in contact with flesh is in the supermarket. So I'm not surprised. I'm disappointed, and I tweeted out that the US needs to educate their citizens what innocent until proven guilty actually means. That should be a class in high school.
It used to be. We used to have a class called civics, but that went the way of the dodo. It's extinct.
Right. Okay, Marty, as a layman in America, how do you feel about this?
Well, as an American layman, it's deeply disheartening. I don't know anything about the law other than listening to you guys. And one of the things is that the presumption of innocence is dead. Like there was no presumption going into this. We also, I don't want to be that person, but we need to educate ourselves on juries. We need to educate ourselves on who the hell we're voting in as DAs and local offices, because it makes a difference. The other thing is long, in-depth, just drag out ridiculous amounts of information seem to have a direct correlation to a conviction at this point. So I don't know how we combat that, but the ones that are drawn out and just drone on and on and on and have evidence after evidence, even not even of the act, are getting convictions. So I think that is the blueprint going forward for prosecutors is we just keep talking about nothing for 2, 3, 4 weeks. And then the layperson says, oh, there's so much evidence, because they don't know what evidence is. You don't know what a baseline is. So there's so much evidence because they've been talking for 4 weeks. That's my opinion.
Fair enough. And I can see people in chat saying that they don't want to watch the press conference. Look, it is an unfortunate part of the trial. So if anyone, if you are going to be leaving, please remember to like and subscribe on the way out, but we will be watching it for the sake of completeness. Kaiser, your thoughts?
Well, guys, I mean, it's unfortunate. I mean, I think that there was not a very good showing. But,
oh, hang on.
2,
yeah.
4, 5. Levels looking live.
Hey, Mo.
Okay.
Well, on a slightly lighter note, somebody needs to clip that.
He's the court TV sound engineer guy.
Yeah.
Seen him in the back of the court a few times with his screen doing his stuff.
Okay, so he's the guy that we get to blame for the court TV crap. Okay. Sorry, Kaiser, you were rudely interrupted by the guy leveling the sound.
It's okay. It wouldn't be a stream if I didn't get interrupted.
This is true.
So, yeah, I think it's definitely disappointing. I think that there was not a compelling showing of evidence, in my opinion. And they're trying to bring forth this information, these charges, and it just, to me, and just even my very limited knowledge of LawTube and everything else and law in general, I just don't think it rose to the standard of, actual guilt there. I mean, it just seemed like there was a lot of finger pointing, a lot of speculation, and not a lot of hard fact. And that's what I try to base my opinions off of, is what does the evidence and the hard data point to? And I don't feel that they ever brought that up in my opinion. I don't feel that they ever satisfactorily laid the groundwork for that. And unfortunately now, this man's guilty because of that particular situation. I want to believe that the jurors went in there with the idea that they were trying to do the right thing, but I think that there was probably some, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, kind of like what you guys were saying. I mean, I think there's probably not a good grasp of the civics and how things should proceed.
Right.
There's one person on planet Earth that knows whether or not he did it, and that's Zachariah Anderson.
Yeah.
But as I was saying at the beginning of my stream, this is exactly the reason why it is extremely rare for lawyers to be impaneled in juries, because one side or the other doesn't want someone who can apply the facts to the law at an expert level, because it's going to be good for one side and really bad for the other side. And that is the quickest way to get off a jury, is to mention you're a lawyer. I can think of maybe
I'm exempt from jury duty for the rest of my life.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. But in America, we can still get called up. But I was just thinking, I know of maybe 3 lawyers 2 or 3 lawyers that have ever sat on a jury, and none of them were for like murder cases.
Mhm.
Because they don't want you there.
No, because God forbid you should know what's actually going on.
Isn't that a scary thing? You don't want the people that are most qualified to be on a jury to be on a jury.
Yeah.
And I mean, look, I get that that's the whole point between the difference of a jury of your peers compared to someone with knowledge. But again, that's still the whole argument over professional jurors and things like that. It's sort of scary that we are seeing, like, it's really difficult to put in words because A, I'm half asleep, and B, I also don't want to piss off a bunch of people, but oh god, here we go. We'll go through the press conference and then I'll work my way through the super chats, peeps.
Oh, that's the mother.
Mm-hmm. This is gonna be rough.
Come on, everyone. Come on. Sadie? Sadie?
Oh, for freak's sake, they are bringing Sadie on as well.
Okay. All right.
We had a relationship for less than 3 months, and he tried to cheat on me with 2 other women. I will love him for the rest of my life.
I'm going to try to be respectful, but this is rough.
On the other side, right there.
Did you all see Sadie and Gravely getting
Yeah.
cozy in the gallery? That was so weird.
Marcus?
Yeah.
And how they had a relationship before, it just seems odd, or some kind of connection prior. Just it seemed out of place.
And apparently Gravely's got somewhere better to be.
Absolutely, I'm more than happy to do that. Yeah, this is a culmination of almost 3 years worth of effort. We owe so much gratitude to the 15 plus law enforcement agencies that investigated this, to the original prosecutors on it, Angelina Gabrielle, who was the deputy district attorney in our office at the time. She tirelessly was not willing to let this go, and so she was Celia was working hand in hand with her to get this charged. And then from the hundreds of officers to the thousands of man hours to Sadie to every person who showed up for this for Pocho, it's a culmination of thousands and thousands of hours, and we couldn't be more happy that the jury came to the verdict they did. They gave it careful consideration, and we're so thankful that they stayed with us over the last almost 4 full weeks when they only thought they'd have to serve for 2. But this really is a testament to, I think, good winning out over evil here, and the jury being able to look past the fact that we still to this day don't know where Pocho is, but we know that even in death he was able to leave behind enough to convict Zachariah Anderson, and for that we're so thankful. There's a lot of gratitude, and I will let obviously Celia take it from here, as she spearheaded this, and she did so much to make sure that her son is not forgotten, and it's very clear based on all the people in the courtroom today that will never happen.
I just, hello, I just want to thank everyone that showed for support for my Pocho and the family over the years, either through postings and showing up here in court during trial, and especially during closings and waiting for a verdict. People have lives, they have jobs, they have children, and yet they were here waiting with us for Pocho. So I want to thank them. And when it goes to law enforcement, I will, Jessica has already said that what all they did. And I've always maintained that I was always very grateful to law enforcement agencies that had been investigating this case, everything short of finding my son. And so now we look for him. Any type of remain or any evidence that we can find of where my Pocho is, I ask the public to please be vigilant and be watchful if they see anything. So please report it.
Exactly. If you see him on the beach in Mexico, let us know.
Yeah.
While the jurors were deliberating, I was very anxious, being familiar with waiting for verdicts, but now it was so personal. This was my son. So I was overthinking it. Are they doing this? Are they doing that? I was very anxious. But a message to the jurors is that I'm grateful to them that they were listening to the evidence that the state presented and to the testimonies that were given. And I am eternally grateful, my husband and I, our family, for their verdicts, and that Rosalio, my pocho, has finally have justice, at least in the court of law.
This morning, I talked to you for a little bit, and you told me that you prayed for justice and you prayed for his body to be brought back to his loved ones.
Right.
You have one of your prayers answered right now.
Yes.
How does that feel?
It feels wonderful. It feels that God is good, and that God is watching over us and watching over my pocho, and that some justice, the justice that I was waiting for these 3 years, has come true. It's here. We just heard it a few moments ago.
You
And
sat in court about 4 weeks straight, watching the man who killed your son. How difficult was that to remain so composed and so thoughtful throughout this whole trial?
I did it because I respect the court, for one thing, but I'm representing my son, and I don't want to let him down, not even in death. When he's gone, I think I got my strength from him, trying to represent him to the best, because he was such a wonderful son. Amen. And father and friend, and people showed up. Pocho was loved. Amen. Pocho was loved, and so I think that helped.
Celia, early on when we met by phone nearly a year ago, when people were looking for Rosalio, and I know in talking with you then, it seemed like each day dragged on, and that each day didn't know if there would be any type of resolution for what would happen. How does that contrast to where we are today and those early days of this?
I felt in my heart that justice would be served. I always felt that. But I also know the unpredictability of jurors, but I feel that they listened to the state's evidence and to the testimonies, and they realized that Zachariah Anderson had murdered my son.
Can you explain the ribbons you all are wearing?
Who can talk to that? Oh, there you go. Huh?
Who can explain what?
The red and black is symbolizing of murder victims, and bringing awareness to their families and how much impact that this person had when they were alive, and how much they have when they're gone.
What's your name?
Selena Mythos.
Can you spell your first and last?
SELENAMYTHOS.
What's your relationship with Rosalio?
He was like family. I grew up with his uncle. We were really close. Him and my mom were.
This was a very contentious trial. There was a number of times where the jurors were sent out of the room to discuss the evidence that would come in. Can you talk about any concerns? Did that bring up any concerns for you, for anyone to?
Jessica, you want to answer?
I mean, I don't know what your concerns. Obviously, this trial had more stopping and starting than I think anything I've been a part of, and I know District Attorney Gravely echoes that sentiment. But there's always concern because it's someone making a decision about evidence. But thankfully, with this group of people, and especially because she's obviously been in the system in terms of working with the system, we've always been able to have very candid conversations about what is going on, how we perceive it's going to happen. District Attorney Gravely's been doing this about I'm not going to age him here, but 34 years roughly, give or take. And so he has a very good handle on being in front of Judge Schroeder, knowing what's coming in terms of being able to prepare people. So there were a lot of curveballs here, but we knew that legally speaking, we had solid footing on a lot of these issues. And so we went in with confidence, although obviously it was touch and go there for a couple of minutes on some different issues. But ultimately, we got in the evidence we needed to get in, and the jury was able to make the right decision, which we're so thankful for.
You were a huge part of this trial as well as your daughter. Can you talk about how you were able to get through that?
Well, I think just having the support of friends, family, people that I don't know. I think
You didn't know anybody.
that really helped give us the strength to get through it. Yeah.
Sadie, if you care to talk about this, I mean, this is something that you probably never expected that you'd be drawn into, that you would be in here today based on some texting back and forth in February of that year.
Of course not, or would have expected this. But again, I'm just grateful to everyone who supported and just waited for the truth.
So this morning you told me that there's some reward for any information into the remains of your son, and you were asking anybody who might be hunting or hiking across the state, if they see anything, report to law enforcement. I guess we're going to remind you that going forward this season, right?
Yes, there remains a $10,000 reward for any information. It was leading to the conviction of Zachariah Anderson. Maybe that reward remains there for any remains of my boy, if he's found, or yes, if he's found, So I asked for hunters, hikers up north and those counties that I'm sure that I'm not sure, I feel that Zachariah Anderson was most comfortable and most familiar with, that is where he disposed of my son.
So you spent the last year here since the trial was first supposed to start. What's your plans next?
No, I've been here longer. Yes, I'm going to stay here. I have my grandson, Juliet, and I work at the DA's office in Milwaukee. So I still anticipate being here another few years, and now I can concentrate on my boy and doing some of those search parties myself and through friends.
I also want to open this up to anyone that hasn't spoken. I see that there's several people in Chicago Cubs apparel. Anyone want to say anything?
There doesn't need to be this racist crap in the chat, guys. Come on, you're better than that.
Did you just say that she hasn't conducted any search parties by her own?
We're all wearing Cubs.
That's what it sounded like.
It was requested or encouraged by Celia here, and he was a diehard fan, and he would, he always brought the energy to any game, and and honestly, it's not just a game. He brought very positive energy to everything he did, and that's why we're all here, and we ain't going nowhere, and we stuck it out, and we found the truth, and we all believe that this was the truth, and now it's proven. So yeah, thank you to everybody who played a role in this. It's incredible. He was the best friend I ever had, and I miss him dearly, and I know we all do, but this is a huge step right here to give us as a collective the closure that we all deserve. So thank you. Yeah, my name is Jeremy Kipp, Jeremy Kipp. Might as well be brothers, but it's my best friend. I've known him for 20-something years, just like a lot of us here have. Maybe even more for a lot of us. There's family and friends here, but it's all about loyalty, and good friendships are hard to find, but we got them right here.
Last, I didn't time anybody out earlier. Keep it in your mouth. Come on, idiot.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay. Take that bullshit off the screen. Oh, sorry, Kaiser.
Wait, did you take Kaiser off the screen? No.
No, I cucked him. Oh, shit. Okay.
Wow.
I think
that was rough.
Something needs to be said that, I mean, regardless of whether we agree or disagree with the verdict, I think we should absolutely make sure that we are being respectful to everybody in the chat. I mean, there is a lot of, I know that everybody has strong opinions, and rightly so, but let's try and be civil, guys.
But the thing that
the defense talk, I'm not really sure at this
knows?
point. We'll keep an eye out.
I mean, something that is gonna probably be an issue at some point in the future is, the angsty, sassy teen who may feel one way now, at some point in her life is probably gonna have to come to a realization that whether she truly believes he did it or not, but she put her father in jail for the rest of his life. And that's going to be tough for a girl to deal with.
We have a case in Sweden where a daughter put her father in jail for a big number of years, and then it was revealed that it was a planted memory, and he was acquitted. But she, to this day, still believes he did what he did. So it's absolutely not certain that she will ever reach another conclusion.
Yeah, that's something. Even if she always believes that he did it, at some point, it's going to be, wow, my testimony helped put my dad there for the rest of his life. And that's going to be tough.
Sorry.
And I saw that in the chat, someone saying he was just saying back to what we have put the prosecution to, and I can assure you that even with all my snark, my base has been in either the evidence or the lack of evidence.
And I think part of the evidence is like the fact that the some of the things, the GoFundMe was for the prosecution and conviction of Zachariah Anderson, or the reward. Sorry. That was odd to me. Like, it maybe defined the person, but not for a specific individual. Like, it seems like this was prejudged from the beginning. So,
yeah, I mean, for people that are saying, "Oh, we're just all pro defense all the time," that's not true. Anybody that watched the Florida v. Terry trial, prosecution,
the
did
Triple X trial,
tremendous job. And I was fully with the prosecution in that case. The border agent in Texas, the again, amazing job from the prosecution. This is, I think, like this Murdoch and Rittenhouse are really the only recent cases where I thought the defendant was not guilty.
I mean, Deb v. Heard.
Well, that wasn't really criminal.
Were any of us pro-defense in Deb v. Heard? I don't think so. I know it wasn't a criminal case, but
Chandler Harbison.
Yeah, like Edgecombe.
Brooks.
Edgecombe was going down.
Yeah, Brooks.
Yeah.
Brooks.
I have said it in several of my Depp versus Heard videos that I was pro-Heard until she took the stand. I was all in pro-Heard before she took the stand. And then she changed my mind. And that is, I watched her talk, I looked at the evidence, and wow, revelation. Because, I have been on the so-called other side for years in the Heard in the Heard versus Depp case, and then she changed my mind.
Alrighty, well, guys, it's officially 7:15 in the morning. So what I'm going to do is whip through the super chats, and we'll probably close out for the day, I think. Starting off with Daryl Smith. Lord help me if I ever get pulled over and they make me do those tests. My balance is horrible and I can't say ABCs backwards when I'm sober. That was prior to most of you guys showing up. We watched a video of a woman that she was either having a stroke or she was majorly drunk. And either way, the cop asked whether or not she wanted to do a field sobriety test. And the answer is never do those. What's the worst type of pizza to be slapped with? Oh, yes, we covered the news article about the gentleman that slapped his partner in the face during an alleged DV case with a piece of pizza. Guys, what would you think is the worst type of pizza to get slapped in the face with?
Anchovy.
Sausage.
Pineapple.
Something that I can't lick off.
Nicholas?
I still say cheese because cheese burns, and in Sweden we use smelly cheese.
Fair enough.
And speaking of smelly cheese, I'm going to get a few hours sleep before I have to go to work here. Again, that just on the way out, that was a rough thing. I just don't think that's the way it should have happened. Don't think it was supported by the evidence at all. Now when I do my stream tomorrow, the OJ stream, I'll probably have some more words to think. I'm just disappointed. I'm disappointed in the American justice system right now. It's sad that this is where we are.
Let's talk about it
full
tomorrow.
dad on us.
Yeah,
he's not angry, just disappointed.
Yeah, it's beyond angry at this point. It literally is. I mean, just getting angry doesn't do anything. I'm disappointed that that's how it came out.
Dad's not mad. Well, he's just disappointed.
Yeah.
And on that note, guess we'll talk to y'all in a bit.
Take care, Jeff.
I'll see you at 5 in the morning. Good night. Or
Bye.
have a good day.
Yeah, Jeff.
Bye.
Actually, I did see someone in chat say that the worst piece of pizza to get slapped in the face with would be a frozen pizza. That was clever.
It'd be hard.
You done messed up, Aaron. If you know, you know. All these side effects sound like they're from a certain product. Those politicians seem to be pushing for 3 years. Oh, yes, that was the chat about the red dye number 3 and California putting in a bill to ban Skittles. Maybe worry more about the guys in the background. I can't remember what specifically that one was for, but Jonathan, thank you very much for the super chat. Favorite meat pie, answered that. That would be a beef, bacon, and cheese pie. All law streamers should follow law and crime verdict. Yes, I've done that now. Thank you for pointing that out. Thank you, Relly. Flux, hope you're enjoying your vacay. Flux never came back, which is unfortunate. She missed the verdict.
That's too bad.
Did the poll. Can the jury reach a verdict on some be hung on others? Look, possibly. And it just means they've got to keep deliberating until they... I mean, technically, I think that if they're hung on a particular... Charge, thank you. They're hung on a particular charge for too long, then it results in in a mistrial entirety. So it's just painful at times, but
unless they can come to a compromise, of course.
Yeah, and then you do horse trading in terms of the charges, and you may or may not get justice, unfortunately. But okay, now it's time for the murder victim to walk in. That would have been good. Just got here to hear guilty. What the fuck? Thank you very much, Japanese Yakuza 1, for the super chat. Duncan, Idaho, we're witnessing the steady and continual decay of the greatest justice system in the world. It's very sad to witness. I do feel like the whole... I feel like innocent until proven guilty is going out the window. I mean, we saw it in murder. I personally feel like we saw it in this. I'm entitled to my own opinion, people. And I'm seeing it in a few cases here in Australia now too, where it does feel like people are prejudging. And I do think that's a combination of mainstream media. Yes, we may impact on it a little bit as well. I did see the video from Recovery Addict where it does look like Schroeder was actually watching his stream. He actually put up a clip where basically he put up a super chat on the screen and said, "Judge, if you're watching this, scratch your head." And then in the weirdest, most deliberate way, Schroeder reaches up and scratches the side of his head as he's looking at a laptop. So it's not verified, but it looks damn convincing.
I mean, his head could have just been itchy. Could have just been.
It was weird how he scratched his head, though. That's just it. Like, it was weird. And I'm not saying the fact that he did it. I'm saying the manner in which he scratched his head. Like, he was very slow and deliberate, and he went like this, and then he's scratching, and he's like, but anyway.
That is odd.
Between this and murder, Law and Crime clearly understands the jury mindset better than we do, sad. Well, I guess that's what happens when you get a bunch of wine mums on the jury, I suppose. What the hell is going on out there? Anyway, doesn't matter. Travesty of Justice says Russell. Outlaw true crime documentaries. Look, people are entitled to their entertainment. I personally don't watch them, but there's specific reasons for that. Heard reasonable doubt was a thing. I guess not. This is true. Why mums and sloppy thinkers on juries? God never let me be judged by a group like Murdoch's and this. How did they get Rittenhouse right? I'm pretty sure most people have seen the gotcha moment in Rittenhouse. There's a specific reason that happened. That could have gone so different.
Yeah, the Rittenhouse, I believe, was on the judge. His remarks towards the prosecution.
Okay. All right,
there were a lot of
A
moments.
couple more coming in.
There was Gage Grosskreutz cross-examination. That definitely helped. There was just Binger being Binger, pretty much, and being pretty hateable. I think when Kyle got on the stand, I actually think that solidified his defense. He did an incredible job. There were a lot of moments that helped Rittenhouse. We should watch it.
Yeah, we're definitely going to. Guarantee freedom from oppression of government. Nick was right about Schroeder. Unfortunately, this is true. How much of the verdict is on the women on the jury living vicariously against their exes through this trial? There is so much technically wrong with how this case was handled. Not disagreeing with you on that, JA. Trouble is, it's one of what is called the vicissitudes of life. That's one of the things that we just have to deal with, unfortunately. Okay, so these two are fairly similar. How soon can he appeal? Oh, that wasn't a super chat. That was just something I started for Gypsy Moon. And how soon can they appeal? What are the chances of an appeal? I personally feel like there's enough there that the defense is going to appeal. I mean,
but appeals are for losers, unfortunately. Appeals do not really go through very frequently. So they can try. Yeah. I would be very surprised if they succeeded.
I believe that the sentence must be written before they can appeal.
Yeah. We still got to wait for the sentencing, which supposedly, I think they said 16th of May. So, but we'll keep an eye on it.
June. I thought they said June.
Oh, is that what they said? June. Damn it. Either way, we'll be covering it, people. As our American populace becomes dumber and lazier, so too will our juries, and the corruption of prosecutors and the state will continue unabated. It's problematic and true. What happened to beyond reasonable doubt? I don't know. I personally feel there's plenty of reasonable doubt in this case. Even if there's people out there that think that he did it, the reasonable doubt standard has not been met in this case. I mean, I would actually feel that Gravely himself thinks that the standard was not met, and that he's happy that the jury gave him a win on this. But anyway, that's a couple of trials in a row now with no evidence and a conviction. Hopefully, I'm never wrongfully accused. Juries are crazy. Yes, there's a particular reason why. On occasion, I prefer judge over jury trials. Cargo pilot called the judge a coward. Fair enough. Thank you for the super chat. This concerns me as to how many have been found guilty that could have well have been innocent. There was
follow the Innocence Project in the United States, and you know how many they are.
Kelly, I was saying I will never rip my carpet out of my car. Probably don't, just in case. Other than Rittenhouse, has there been a single verdict that's gone the way it was seen as what? Other than Rittenhouse, has there been a single verdict gone the way it was seen by what was broadcast by Law and Crime and Court TV? I actually don't know how to answer that, mainly because I haven't watched too many of the criminal trials. Any of you have any thoughts on that?
I haven't watched enough of their coverage, but they seem to always go for a guilty verdict. So if a person is found not guilty, I believe they are very surprised.
Okay. 5 out of the 6 trials I've seen since RH, a DA has been shady. As bad as it sounds, you kind of expect it, and it doesn't give lawyers a good name, I'm not going to lie. Days of 100% conviction rates are coming soon. God, I hope not. Buying cameras to watch my every move from now on. Can't even take a nap without being suspicious. Yeah, and people, don't ever turn off your phones. What I've learned is that if they want to pin anything on you, they most likely can. I have watched only the trial and feel like the DA lied and misled many, many parts. I'm right there with you, Manx. There's many things that I feel that were very well misrepresented. Public must be educated. Abso-friggin-lutely. So someone asked in chat as well whether or not we have civics here. It gets taught at a very young age. I'm talking like year 8, so I can't even remember what age group that is. It's anywhere between like 14 and somewhere between 13 and 15, I think. And that's about all it is, unless you take legal studies in years 10, 11, and 12. And I don't think it's enough. I really don't. Super sticker, thank you very much, Samuel Reynolds. Shannon 7, trying very hard not to lose faith in the USA. Best of luck. It used to be 100% prosecution, but these trials have changed my mind. Well, there you go. Wonder how the jury's opinions will change once they view all the material and things that they were kept from them, like the DA mouthing video. If there's one thing that I could ask the jurors, I would ask them because I want to know what their verdict would have been prior to the daughter giving testimony. Because I want to know exactly how many of them changed their opinion on the basis of the fact that that little girl screamed out that she'd had a gun pointed at her. Frankly, as far as I'm concerned, that should have been a mistrial right there. But anyway. They need to stop the damage media is causing, and like Rob said, we're all one step away from this happening to us. This is true. Something to remember, we see their arguments when the jury is out. We have more to work with and more context, plus we have insight from attorneys. This is true. And thank you for the super chat, Nick.
True.
Damn it. And I got something in
Good
my
point.
eye. Warrior Biotch says, please realize you are making a difference. Covering trials is how we educate people on the laws. Never forget that you're making a difference. It is vital to our future that you continue. Yeah, but it's not going to be tomorrow. Like, this was disheartening. I'm taking a break, at least for the moment.
You need Rittenhouse as a palate cleanser.
Yeah. Imagine some of those people standing behind there could still be the killer. Yeah, well, that was the press conference. Thanks for the coverage, Aussie Vices. Interesting trial with a really disappointing end. Not disagreeing with that. Someone asked about what the mother working for the DA. Yes, as did... I'm still calling him the alleged deceased. I don't care. At one point, I think he worked for a different court. And surprisingly, I think the chick that... the side chick, I think she was actually also involved in the court system at some point.
She was a court clerk, yes.
She was a court clerk, but I think it was a different court.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I don't think she works directly with them. I'm pretty sure that they're different courts. So Rosario's going to hook up with a guy... Sorry, Sadie's going to hook up with a guy called Rosalio Gutierrez. We need a place to stay up to date on the appeal of this case. Discord, Facebook, Anderson family, or anyone can organise it. Let us know. I dare say that they will probably put something together. I'm more than happy to put something in my Discord as a update page. Zenith, I'm not sure if you're still in chat, but I'm more than happy to do that. Sounds like Zach needs a Midas touch of Gosney. If only he was in the area. Lots of men have been all in. Heard women too. Christ, seeing how little evidence is necessary to convict these juries, it sure seems easy to frame someone nowadays. You think with our technological advancements these days that it'd be more difficult to convict someone, but nope. FDA also just said lab-grown chicken is safe and it's made from cultured chicken cell material, but red dye bad. Ew. Worst type of pizza to be slapped with is Chicago. They try to drown you at the same time. Oh, crap. Okay.
Get you a nice pair of deep dish shoes there, buddy.
All right.
Bueller?
I think...
That was a good
that's the
one.
one that got active, so that's fine.
Yeah. To get back to a previous super chat, I do believe that the so-called LawTube segment of YouTube is a counterpart to mass media. Because Law and Crime, just look at the headline. They were showing, what was it? Disgruntled ex-boyfriend murder trial. Not the Wisconsin versus Zachariah Anderson. And the newspapers, someone in the chat said, the newspapers locally non-stop are claiming guilt. So we are a counterpart. And I have to say this to the chat and those in the chat who says we are biased. Yes, I am biased. I am biased in the way that innocent until proven guilty, and the only one who has the responsibility to show that is the prosecution.
Yes.
But I'm not afraid to change my mind if the evidence leads me to it. Not at all.
Youngmin Shelley says, will someone put together a class for what legal info definitions we need to know before we are a juror? That might be a project we can undertake collectively at some point. It's probably not a bad idea, but again, I'd be worrying about that bordering on providing legal advice. But I can talk to some people and we'll see what we can do. CB says, can you cover brown and black guilty verdicts? I feel many streams stay away from that. There's a reason for that. But, I mean, specifically, the XXX Tentacion trial was always going to be guilty, in my own personal opinion. Yeah. What do we got? Courage of the media makes them guilty, and jury so dumb and believe law and crime wine mums, unfortunately. All right, just going to scroll back down because I saw there was some more super chats. What motion did the defense ask for that judge denied after the verdict was read? So that's a judgment notwithstanding the verdict. Basically, it's a directed judgment that the judge can overrule the jury. If he believes that the case has been complete bullshit and the jury has made a mistake that is literally a travesty, he can overrule it and enter his own verdict and overrule it.
Yeah, that is extremely rare. I've
Yes,
only
it
heard
is.
about a handful of those, and mostly by reading, by actually searching for it.
Yeah, and it's literally a case of the jury has to be seen to be so far biased that they have made an egregious decision. Okay. Shadlape says, I'm concerned that we're seeing more conviction on character versus conviction on evidence with these judges allowing unrelated material into trial. This isn't a jury problem to me, but a prosecutor and judge issue. I'm not disagreeing with you on that, Shad. There were some things in here that I thought shouldn't have been lent in. I think we can all say that the murder trial, was a whole heap of shit that should not have gone in there.
Yeah, just the fact that moving the goalposts in order to move the goalpost in order to get to where they actually want, instead of the judge saying, you already moved the goalposts, but the baseline is still over here. You can't move the goalpost just to move the goalpost to move the goalpost.
And
Here is
I
the
did notice that a
baseline.
few times. Is that they were trying to get they were basically, rather than asking for something big, they were asking for something small and then something further that was small, without people. As Nick said, the goalpost is still over here. Even if you kick the ball 10 feet and then you kick it a further 10 feet, you're still that far away from the yard line or whatever the hell it is. I don't know American football. Sue me.
Every decision should be from the original goalpost, not from where the goalpost has been moved.
Exactly. Sammy Reynolds, Jim Beam, Whiskey, Dr. Pepper time, terrible verdict. I'm going with the Basil Haydens because I think there's going to be a couple of these. So I need something smooth.
I'm out of alcohol, sadly.
Fair
and
enough.
I wish I wasn't.
Now that is an alcohol problem.
Yes.
Being out of alcohol is a problem. I agree.
That is the worst timing ever.
Just to thank you for everyone covering the trial. Also want to take this moment to apologise to Zenith and family. Love to you all and to the chat. That's very lovely of you, Shauna, and thank you for the super
Thank
chat.
you, Shauna.
Just double checking. Okay, I don't think I've missed anything, guys. So I'm just going to scroll down to the bottom. We'll give some final thoughts, and then I'm going to go back to bed, frankly. Oh, shit, Zenith. You know that feeling when someone you love dies and it doesn't really feel real and you're in the denial stage? That's what this feels like. Oh, God.
I'm so sorry, Sinich. I'm deeply sorry.
See, and that's just it, guys. As bad as it sounds, the things we've got to remember is after this stream ends, the rest of us move on to something else. This is still a man's life. This is still the lives of his family. Hell, the lives of the deceased. It's still going to continue on for them. So I know that people can be saying whatever the hell they like in chat and that sort of thing. Tomorrow's another day for us, not for them. This is going to be hell for a number of people, irrespective of which side of the verdict they were on. So,
yeah, you're correct, because I have told my audience at my channel that I will need an hour to cool down, and then I will start a video about my thoughts of the verdict. But truth to be told, then I have to move on because my audience will move on. Now, will I still have a folder on this case? Yes. If there is an update worth covering, will I do it? Yes, I will. But now we're talking 3, 5, 6 months down the line. Because as for me, I still have to be in the bigger picture, not just for my audience, but for the legal system in whole.
People like Nancy Grace killed innocent until proven guilty a long time ago. You're guilty until proven innocent. The former is just rhetorical. And D-Flash
Not in my
says,
America.
"You sure you're out of alcohol? That sounded pretty."
I'm out of alcohol. I don't have a drop left. I am mad that I don't have alcohol.
Is there a way Zach could come on your show over the phone? Absolutely, Zenith. I do have a way. I actually have a American phone number, which reminds me, guys, I will be starting to do call-in shows as well. Just behave. But absolutely, I don't have any sort of an issue with that. I'll be in touch, okay? And if he wants to talk about the case, I'm more than happy to. Need him to focus on the appeal. Do hope Elsie puts a page in his Discord. Yeah, absolutely. Wonder if Zach, Bruce, and Halston will cross paths in Wisconsin penal system. Fuck, I hope not, because Brooks is a batshit crazy. If I'm on Facebook, Instagram, just send me a DM so I know you're a supporter of Zach. No worries. Well, that's all right. I mean, my name across everything is the same, so. And I'm sorry I'm not doing my usual thing of pulling up every individual chat. I'm just now on a time crunch, peeps. And let's face it, the last time that I stepped away, shit hit the fan. So, all right. Don't forget the burden shifting. That is true. I will raise that one because that was important. Literally disgusted by this verdict. Can't say that I blame you, Wendy. And Bald Eagle 1787. Glad to see the US now has become an inquisitorial system. Guilty until you're proven innocent. I have no respect for the system. Sounds like BLM was right about wanting to tear it all down. Well, I mean, until there's an appropriate replacement in place, there's no point in tearing it down. It's more just...
Yeah, and the other system...
Right to your congressman, people.
Yeah. And the other type of system with just judges, that's not a perfect system either, by a long shot. And there was a trial in Sweden not long ago where a verdict was overturned because the layman judges, we have the lower court, the appellate court, and the Supreme Court. And the appellate court consisted of one judge, legal judge, and 5 layman judges, still educated in law, freed a man because they couldn't, because the victim in the case, which was SA case,
yes,
described her lower parts in a word they didn't understand. But instead of actually asking, what did you mean? They went for, well, since we can't convict this guy, but now it's on its way to the Supreme Court, and that's a common used word. I might bring it up on my channel later on, but it's a extremely disturbing case, and I'm not sure if YouTube will allow me to do it.
Well, if not, I'm happy to lend you my Rumble channel.
I started a Rumble channel, but I'm not sure how to work everything there.
Okay, well, that's fine. If you need some help, just let me know. Vote in your local elections, people, because the people picking the Graveleys of the world are definitely going to the polls. This is damn true.
Absolutely. 100%.
Okay. All right. Guys, what I'm going to do is we'll go around the horn, say some final thoughts, and then I'm going to end it because it's getting closer to certain things. But yes, and as always, guys, you can always email me at AussieOverlaw'd@gmail.com or find me in any of the links that are currently pinned. And I want to say a very special thank you to everybody on the panel that has stuck through this trial, and thank you to you, the viewers. So I very much appreciate you sticking through that as well. Chandler?
I just want to say thank you to everybody. Like you're thanking everybody. I just thank you for having me on, Hayden. Thank you, Nicholas, for joining us. Kaiser, Mighty Meat, thank you to Jeff. Thanks to Flex for coming in today. Thanks to Natalie. Anybody I'm forgetting? Joe, also. It's been a wild ride, and I'm very disappointed by the verdict, but I am still hopeful that the American justice system can do some good somewhere, sometime, and who knows, maybe an appeal could go through for this. I truly hope so. Thanks to everybody for joining us.
Yeah, fair enough. Nick?
Well, I'm disappointed in the verdict, but also I am not surprised, sadly. I will have a video up about I need to cool down a bit, but then I will start on a video about the verdict and my feelings around it in a few hours. But as Chandler said, thank you to the panel. Thank you to the chat, because the chat has been amazing, correcting us, bringing up stuff we didn't think of. It's amazing to watch.
Oh, it's been absolutely fantastic. Kaiser, your thoughts?
Well, first of all, Nicholas, good to meet you, buddy. I've kind of seen you on Vices a couple of times and appreciate your commentary. So very cool. I've been recently, I think, subbed to your channel, so I'm starting to learn a lot there. So very cool. But yeah, gosh, I mean, really, what is there else to say?
It's true.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, tonight we all need a little something lighter to watch. So feel free to come on over 8:30 p.m. Eastern on my channel, and we're gonna have a good time.
We're not at the plugging point yet, but well done, Mighty.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Chandler, and good to meet you, Nick, as well. It's been a fun ride, being in the chat and then being able to be on stream. So a little disappointed with the verdict. Get out and vote, run for local offices, and that's how we make a change. Thank you, chat. You're awesome. And back to you, sir.
Fair enough. And look, guys, as I said, thank you for sticking through it. I, too, am disappointed. I do not believe that this case was proven beyond a reasonable doubt, but that is why we have juries. That is also why we have the appeal process, even if they are for losers. And fingers crossed, the next trial we may see justice done in an appropriate fashion, in my opinion. Keep an eye out, because I will be doing the Rittenhouse watch party. We're still in discussions as to what other live trials we're going to be streaming and tag teaming, that sort of thing, because it's a hell of a thing to be doing the full day trials. I've only recently realized exactly how much sleep I lost on the Triple X trial, but anyway. So yeah, keep an eye out, keep your notifications handy, and for God's sakes, double check that you have liked the video and subscribed. Make sure you hit the bell and change it from personalized to all notifications, otherwise you may not actually see when I'm live and covering crap. So, Alrighty, where are we? Okay, so I'm going to put everyone's links into the description. As always, you can find Chandler at
Chandler Remington on YouTube, or you can find me on Twitter at Remy, REMY _legal.
And Nicholas at muted. I can't unmute him. He's muted himself. There you go.
Besides being a boomer, you can find me at Niklas Starov, Union Rep Labor Law, on YouTube and on Twitter, and maybe on Rumble. I'm not sure exactly what I put on there.
That's fine. We'll get it. And Kaiser.
Well, I apologize for the improper grift earlier. I was half paying attention, and I feel like a total jerk now. So,
don't even play that card. Come on.
You're not.
No, legit. Anyway, but folks, tonight on my show, we're doing real talk. So we're going to be talking about movies, and we're going to talk tonight about one of our favorite topics: what makes a good remake? Because they are out there, as few and far between as they may be. So. Come on over, 8:30 Eastern tonight. We're going to sit down. We're going to have a good time. We're going to relax, have a nice little palate cleanser, and talk about some movies that you may not have known were remakes, but were they? Tonight on Kaiser Pineapple. Find me in my Linktree, which I am now posting in the chat. Bingo, bango. And follow me on my Discord, my YouTube, Rumble, and Twitter. All can be found in my Linktree.
There's a guy in the chat, execution. You need to shut the F up directly. Be respectful.
Okay. And Marty?
One buddy, Kaiser, there's never an improper time to grift. You just are better than us. That's fine. So anyways,
you probably keep saying that. I don't believe it yet.
My link's in the chat. Go and join me. I am, because of this, I've been turning my wheels, and yeah, we're gonna do a spot with some attorneys and some regular people, talk about American liberty and where it's at. So I'm working on that. We cover some crazy topics, some awesome topics, fun topics. Check me out on Mighty Meat. Links in the chat. And again, thank you for having me, sir.
No worries. Happy to have you. All right, guys. I'm going to head off and start my workday. As always, people, remember, you are not a piece of shit. You do have value, and you contribute to society, even if all you do is hit that like button. Peace out, guys. And where is it?
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Stay healthy, wealthy, and wise.
Shit, I'm out. No thanks, don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.